In the headlines tonight, Oye returned as national chairman of ABGA. Orumba Council Transition Committee chairman seeks protection of fundamental human rights of children. Nigerian Universities Commission approves unbundling of mass communication program into 7 new programs. On the foreign scene tonight, Pakistani general sentenced to life imprisonment for spying. Emebere Ugonna, members of the National Working Committee of the All Progressive Grand Alliance Party have been sworn in. The national chairman of ABGA, Chief Victor Oye, and the national secretary of the party, Mr. Labaran Marco, were returned. Government House correspondent A.G. Kabana reports that ceremony was performed in the presence of over 1,500 delegates drawn from the 36 states of the Federation, including the FCT and diaspora branches. His report.
The accreditation was performed at Dr. Alex Ekweme Square, after which delegates were conveyed to Professor Dora Akonyele Women's Development Center. Professor Dora Akonyele Women's Development Center, venue of the party's national convention, was filled to capacity, where the members of the National Working Committee were returned through a voice vote. The National Convention also reconstituted members of the Board of Trustees, which includes its chairman, Governor Willie Obiano, Senator Victor Ume, Senator Ifeanyi Ararume, Professor Charles Soludo, and Iyom Bianca Ojukwu. Other members of the BOT include Chief Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu Jr., Chief Anthony Enukeme, Major General John Ball, Dr. Uju Okeke, and 23 others. The National Convention also moved and adopted the motion to amend the party's 2014 constitution as amended, as well as motion to ratify approvals made by the National Working Committee. Speaking, Governor Obiano adjudged the congresses from grassroots to the national level as transparent and peaceful, urging the executives to go ahead and spread the good news of ABGA, expressing optimism that more people will join the party as they see its emerging new light.
Let this election of officers let us be like apostles of Jesus Christ. Let today be our Pentecost. So we should be talking in tongues now. Spreading the gospel of one year. Very important.
Earlier in his acceptance speech, Chief Victor Oye pledged that the National Working Committee will work to develop the party beyond its present state, stressing that they will continue to win elections for the party till they take over the center stage of the country's political life.
A political party in Nigeria that has witnessed the kind of tranquility and serenity we have witnessed in Nigeria. Other parties are fighting and squabbling. Our party has always held its activities in the most congenial and convenient environment.
Chief Anthony Enukeme expressed happiness at the new appointment into the party's Board of Trustees, saying that he will work harder to ensure that the party continue to have landslide victory in elections.
Africa can now realize what I am doing for them. And now that I have been fortified and given all that it takes to work for Africa, I will do my best.
Speaking to the ABS, the member representing Ihiala 2 constituency at the State House of Assembly, Dr. Pascal Abodike, Transition Committee Chairman for Onitsha North, Mr. Patrick Mba, congratulated the new party executives, asking them to invest in the party's progress and shun personal gains. Oath-taking, presentation of certificates, among others, were high points of the event held in the presence of INEC observers from Abuja and Anambra states. From Professor Dora Akonyele Women's Development Center, Oka, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The developmental strides of Governor Willie Obiano in Anambra State have continued to attract commendations from people of goodwill and groups. Member of the United Anambra Youth Assembly, UAYA, and Osodieme Ladies Movement described the leadership style of the Willie Obiano administration as dynamic and proactive. Amakachi Uzokoye has the report.
In a press briefing in Oka, signed by the Vice President of the United Anambra Youth Assembly, Mr. Ogo Egolum, the groups applauded the governor for the heights his administration has attained in terms of quality leadership, in executing his vision and mission of taking Anambra State back to her pride of place in areas of security of life and property, economic emancipation, health and general well-being of the Anambra. The groups equally praised the governor for the various achievements of the All Progressive Grand Alliance across Nigeria in the just concluded 2019 general elections and the recent peaceful conduct of the party's world, local government and state congresses, even as he commended the First Lady of the state, Chief Mrs. Ebelechukwu Obiano, for bringing succor to women and children in the state through her pet project and prayed God to continue to bless her. Mr. Egolum, on behalf of the two groups, solicited the support of the governor in helping them to actualize their proposed excursion, capacity and leadership training abroad.
We wish to thank our indefatigable governor, His Excellency, Chief William Madabrochukwu Obiano Akpoku-Odike, the Executive Governor of Anambra State, for the great achievements so far attained by his administration in executing his vision of taking Anambra State back to her pride of place in development, security and economic empowerment.
United Anambra Youth Assembly and Ebelechukwu Obiano Ladies Movement assured the governor of their unalloyed support to his government at all times in his bid to make Anambra State the economic hub of Africa. In Oka, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
And away from that, the need to harness the numerous agricultural potential in Anambra State has been stressed. Participants at the first interdisciplinary academic conference of the Anambra State Polytechnic in Baku made the call at the commencement of the program. Correspondent Theophilus Okoha reports.
The chairman of the conference, Professor Josephine Okoli, who is the director of Center for Entrepreneurship and General Studies, Salem University, Lokoja, Kogi State, while declaring the conference open, said the choice of Anambra State Polytechnic Mwaku as the venue is apt, considering the available professionals and agricultural opportunities available at both the Polytechnic and the state in general. Professor Kohli, who is also a one-time Dean, College of Management and Social Sciences of the university, thanks the participants to ensure they consolidate on the existing technological innovation in the country.
We are here for skills innovation, skills development, and it is going to now excite the innate tendencies God has given you and give birth to who will make to you to make yourself an employer.
In a welcome address, the rector, Anambra State Polytechnic Mbaku, Dr. Neka Mefo, who traced the history of the Polytechnic, said all the 14 departments in the institution will, apart from projecting the Polytechnic, create room for human capital and infrastructural development. While explaining the choice of the theme of the conference, Emerging Global Challenges, Sustainable Paradigms for Development, the rector said the conference offered up participants the opportunity to brainstorm on current issues of interest and find solutions to the challenges facing humanity.
We are carrying out this conference to be a leading polytechnic of great reputation with an outstanding and viable academic standard.
In a paper presentation titled Emerging Anambra State Agricultural Innovation Strategies and Opportunity, Professor Prosper Omaliko enumerated various agricultural opportunities and innovations in Anambra State that can be harnessed. Professor Maliko, who is also the chairman governing council of the Anambra State Polytechnic, challenged both the teachers and students to work extra hard to utilize any available opportunity and platforms to add value in both academic work and practical food production to maximize profit.
The opportunities that the present administration carefully crafted so that people can benefit. Agriculture is no more that machete and hoe type of thing. You get enough food to feed yourself. People will say ordinary farmer. You can stay in a 3-bedroom house, produce 3 million seedlings, which if you are selling at 10 naira, you make 30 million. That's profit margin. And if you are making that type of thing, who cares for any other job?
Later in an interview, a representative of the Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Science and Technology, Professor Teresa Obiekezie, Mrs. Monica Okoli, appreciated the choice of the theme of the conference, saying that it will open various windows of economic potential in the state. Question and answer by a participant featured during the conference. Theophilus Okoha reporting for ABS News.
Well, the 2019 edition of the Children's Day may have come and gone, but the echoes continue to linger. At Idemili North Council headquarters, Ogidi, over 75 primary and post-primary schools participated in activities that commemorated the celebration. The colorful event attracted large turnout of school children within the council area. Staff reporter Odinaka Nwolisa completes the story.
Stakeholders, Abga faithful, parents, staff of the council area were in large numbers as the venue of the event was filled to capacity as school children took turn and marched past. In a welcome address, the council boss, Barrister Ralph Nabife, observed that children are the bedrock of society and future leaders. Hence, various government policies based on improving and providing safe environment to realize their creative potentials, reminding them of the need to eschew negative tendencies that will undermine government's effort for their future. Barrister Nabife decried the alarming rate of suicide, charging caregivers and school counselors to show more love and commitment in monitoring the activities of their wards.
His Excellency has paid more attention in issues concerning education in Anambra State. The only way we can support the governor is to make sure that as children we are law-abiding and that we continue to be our parents for a better tomorrow.
In a remark, the member representing the Idemili North in the State House of Assembly, Honorable Nkoli Mebuaneze, said the present administration has invested a lot and has created an enabling environment to secure the future of the children in the state, encouraging them on the need to be useful citizens.
Idemili North is the most populated local government as far as Anambra State is concerned. My advice to the youth is that they should keep on doing well. The marching is part of exercise. I pray that next year that they will come out en masse to come and celebrate this the next year Children's Day.
In an interview, a stakeholder, Barrister Samuel Chukwuka, said the future relies on the children and youths, stressing the need to channel their potentials positively, cautioning against negative influence that would jeopardize their well-being. Speaking to ABS, some students, including Mary Ann Okafor and Chinecherom Ganobi, promised to actualize their dreams in making the state and society proud.
I'm promising to actually make them proud by being a good student, actually by knowing why I'm sent to school and trying to fulfill that purpose.
As you see, the celebration is still going on and we enjoyed everything that happened. We are happy. I'm promising as a person that I will be great. I will serve Nigeria as a country.
The event offered the avenue for pupils and students to showcase their talents in form of cultural dances and display. Prizes and trophies were presented to outstanding schools, with St. Joseph the Wakaka International School and Ekwasompo Bosi emerging the first position in post-primary school category. From Idemili North Council Secretariat, Ogidi, Odinaka Nwolisa, reporting.
Still on the 2019 edition of the Children's Day, the story was the same at the Orumba North Council area, where families and communities were urged to take proactive measures to protect the fundamental human rights of children. Speaking at Ajali during this year's Children's Day celebration, the Transition Committee Chairman of Orumba North Council area, Mrs. Ife Obinabo, lamented that the increasing rate of children abuse, molestation and neglect of children in various parts of the country. We have details.
Mrs. Obinabo reminded parents of their primary role of giving children proper moral and ethical reorientation that will enable them become useful and productive members of the society, as well as their duty to protect them from exploitation by irresponsible adults. She stressed the need for parents and guardians to give qualitative education to their children and wards to equip them properly, tackle future life challenges, and urged security agencies and judiciary to take decisive action against those involved in sexual exploitation of children and minors to serve as deterrent to others.
It will be my desire, dear children, that you will stand up to the roles you play to your parents, teachers, the community, and government. Live clearly with our tradition of peace, love, and securing our great nation.
Also speaking, the House of Assembly member-elect for Orumba North, architect Emeka Afoka, called on parents to ensure that their children and wards are properly fed so that they can develop well.
Children have the right to live, they have the right to be well fed. Children are not to be malnutrited. They need to be fed very well so that they will be nourished. Whenever you see them, they will look healthy. That is the essence of feeding them very well.
Highlights of the event include march pasts and cultural displays.
Still to come in the news tonight, Nigerian Universities Commission approves unbundling of mass communication program into 7 new programs. And on the foreign scene, Pakistani general sentenced to life imprisonment for spying. The news returns in a moment. Please join us again.
It's Ramadan. It's okay to share what you love. Ramadan Kareem from Indomie. Indomie Super Pack now available at 85 Naira.
Even when you don't climb, even if you waka, you go see people where they dance and walk in the walk. You reverse. Hey.
You may run out of anything else, but thankfully, not airtime.
You don't have sufficient credit to complete this call. Please recharge your account.
Just dial *321# for Glow Borrow Me credit and get airtime that you can pay for later. Keep the conversations flowing. Just dial *321# for Glow Borrow Me credit.
Glow Unlimited.
Glad to have you back for the rest of the news. Moving on to our national stories now. National Universities Commission, NUC, has approved the curriculum for the unbundling of the mass communication program in Nigerian universities, which will result in the emergence of 7 degree awarding programs. This will phase out of the single BSc or BA degree program in mass communication currently offered in different faculties and different universities. The 7 new programs or departments to be domiciled in a faculty, school, or college of communication and media studies are journalism and media studies, public relations, advertising, broadcasting, film and multimedia studies, development, communication studies, information and media studies. It will be recalled that the draft document comprising the curricula for the 7 new programs was submitted to the NUC on 5th February 2018 at an impressive ceremony attended by a wide variety of stakeholders and regulatory agencies. And on business news, Abuja High Court has granted an order of interim forfeiture of 29 properties in different locations of the federal capital of Nigeria worth about 8.8 billion naira to the government. The Independent and Corrupt Practices and Other Related Commission, ICPC, applied for the interim forfeiture of the properties through an ex parte motion. 27 respondents were listed on the motion, including Shehu Yaradua Foundation, while others accompanying ICPC counsel Osuo Beni Akbomi Singa said the 27 respondents had denied ownership of the properties in order to evade tax liabilities on the properties. He said that the properties were alleged to have been acquired with proceeds of crime.
This business news is brought to you courtesy of Ezebo Microfinance Bank Limited, formerly Umudioka Community Bank, Afigo Market, Umudioka. We bridge the gap.
Moving on to the foreign scene, a Pakistani general has been sentenced to life imprisonment for spying by a military court that also gave death sentences to a brigadier and a civil officer. The trio were charged with espionage and leaking sensitive information to foreign agencies. Pakistan's army said It added that Army Chief General Kwame Javed Bachwa endorsed their sentences. The Army did not reveal who they were convicted of spying for or what information was shared. However, most observers would naturally point to the CIA. The U.S. and Pakistani have a long history of military cooperation, and officers come into frequent contact, he says. Lieutenant General Javed Iqbal, retired, will serve 14 years of rigorous imprisonment lifetime in Pakistan. And on sports news, Inter Milan has announced the appointment of former Chelsea and Italy boss Antonio Conte as a coach, with the ambition of moving the club out of Juventus' shadow. The 49-year-old has signed a 3-year contract worth €9 million plus bonuses with the Chinese-owned club, according to press reports. Conte was dismissed by Chelsea after a combustible end to the 2017-2018 season, when he appeared to lose the players' trust despite winning the Premier League title the season before. He replaces Luciano Spalletti, who guided Inter into a Champions League berth for a second consecutive year on the final day of the Serie A season last Sunday. With the 18-time Serie A champion searching for a first trophy since the Coppa Italia in 2011, Conte boasts a powerful pedigree. And that's it on the news tonight. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV Online. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And just before we go tonight, a quick reminder of our top stories. Oye has been returned as National Chairman of ABGA. Orumba Council Transition Committee Chairman is seeking the protection of fundamental human rights of children. Nigerian Universities Commission has approved unbundling of mass communication program into 7 new programs. And on the foreign scene, we're brought to you, Pakistani general has been sentenced to life imprisonment for spying. And that's the size of our package tonight. Many thanks for joining the bulletin. I'm Ebere Ugunna.